be on here with the fire. They gonna try to block me, ban me. Nature's best. Peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace, peace. Man, so what is we doing as spiritual people? We too busy focused on the physical reality that is quote unquote around us. We need to be 100% delved into the spirituality, the spiritual realm. As a conscious person, as a spiritual person, this is what we do. We deal with what you cannot see. We deal with beyond the physical. It seems as though we spending too much time trying to work on the physical reality. You see what happens when you deal with that. There's no balance in this world. How do we bring balance back? By tapping into our divine being, dealing with our natural reality. Our natural reality is spirituality, not something that was falsely created to distract you from what's going on inside of you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that none of what's going on is important as far as the cause goes. And by cause, you know what I mean, because I'm down for the cause. The thing is, not one thing that you see, point blank period, not one thing that you see, and when I say see, I'm talking about physical. Not one thing that you see physically, right, it doesn't come from the spiritual realm. You have to think about it first. Anything you see, a house, a car, trees, anything, man, it had to be thought up first. So it means it came from the spiritual reality, the hidden, what you can't see with your physical eyes. It was manifested there first. Why is we dealing with the secondary aspect of what's going on? We know we gotta go within to make a change, right? For ourselves. Now, for those, because I'm not against it, you will have individuals that will tell you, like, hey, man, let's just blow the world up. You will have people that will say that. I'm not telling you that because I understand everybody has their own path. Everybody has a role to play, right? But first and foremost, you got to go inside of yourself. Everything that you're seeing right now, like I just said, is happening because of what's going on inside of us. The whole look, I'm gonna just be we could just freestyle. The whole BRICS Foundation, right? Whatever you want to call it, that new dollar, right? Don't you see what that is? Now we could be like, okay, that's cool, Africa, yada yada yada, and Russia trying to show, I'm talking about they little Africanoid heritage or whatever with their little religion. That's cool. What about us though? What about us and what we doing? They got that going on. Ain't nobody came out here to did nothing for us, none of that. So we understand that's gonna be us. We so worried about everywhere else besides home. Home don't just mean, ooh, this country. Home mean at home, at your house, on inside of you, inside your heart. And then outside of you, your actual reflections, the extensions of what you are. You know what I'm saying? Your wife, your husband, your parent, the family right inside the house. We be trying to build a new community. What about your family? They ain't fucking with you. And then you will have individuals like, man, well, you know what I'm saying? Your family, they ain't gonna listen to this information. They won't. You don't spread it. You show and prove. when you illuminate yourself, the closest beings around you are your family members. So they blinded by the light anyway. They're not gonna be able to see what's truly near them. That's why you go out and you do your thing. But mind you, they still your family members. You know what I'm talking about? And if you did your job by not trying to install the shit inside of them or whatever, they'll pick it up. I'm speaking from experience. My mom is the most religious person I know, but I now see the changes without even have to tell her. She see what I'm doing. And it ain't like she hey, peace and what the band in her own way. In her own way, she's becoming aware and conscious. And that's what matters the most. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of us deal with man, yes, a lot of us definitely deal with generational curses. But watch this. Like it goes all the way back to dealing with spirituality. In order to me personally, in order to deal with generational curses, you deal with your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? It could be so simple as let's say you having financial problems in your life. That could be because you had an ancestor that was always fucking up the money. And it trickles down. We don't look at it like that, but it trickles down. How do we do that? We go back inside ourselves. It's different rituals you can do. You know what I'm talking about? Like we don't never want to contact our ancestors. You want to deal with a god, you want to deal with a goddess, you want to do this. The first line of defense in spirituality is your ancestors. Bro just say, bro or sis, because I didn't look at the name, bro or sis, just said generational curses. All of us go through that. Watch this. The whole, man, I'm trying to fight for this, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. That's a generational curse. First off, listen, our ancestors, we stand on the shoulders of our ancestors. Some of our ancestors was dealing with Christianity, Islam, this, that, and the third. Now we know we dealing with ultimate spirituality. It's unique to everyone because we taking all of this information in this information age and projecting it outwardly, our experience, basically. Our ancestors wasn't doing that. You feel what I'm saying? They was fighting, doing this, doing that. I'm not saying fighting against. They was fighting for us, obviously. But we picking up that baton in a different level, is what I'm saying. Remember the other day I was talking about revolutionaryism, basically. When you doing something revolutionary, you doing something against that modern day society. What you doing right now, being a spiritual individual, this is the new form of revolution. That's why they so scared of it. But what are you truly scared of? It's not a good or bad thing. I'm just asking because we do have those type of fears. Sometimes we fear ourselves. I'm inclined to believe we know exactly what we are and how powerful we are, personally. All of us. We just don't want to take that leap. Somebody convinced you wasn't worthy enough. Don't tell me you're going to sit around and just watch all this bullshit just happen. Once you unlock yourself, let's just say that. Once you unlock yourself, you start to see the world for what it is. How could you sit around and allow it to keep on going on like that? The only way you're going to be able to help and fix that shit is going inside of yourself. Not worrying about what's going on in society. That's not going to do nothing because that's what society wants you to do. If you truly want to change it, you have to change yourself. And by changing yourself, I'm talking about spiritually. We have to deal with what we deal with. Communicate with the spirits. Communicate with the ancestors. See what they have to say. I can't stress it enough. Because my ancestors are going to tell me something different from what your ancestors will tell you. Because you have a different path. You have a different message that needs to be heard by everybody, including me and any other speaker. It don't matter what they feel like they know. It's a message that each and every one of you got that all of us need to hear because it all plays a big part to this grand fucking picture. But are we going to make it there? We're not going to do it by no group. That ain't going to happen. Because half of us don't even have a trade. And when I say that, people think that that's not important. Like we spiritual now, right? You don't even want to talk to the spirits, right? So you definitely not going to be living outside. It sounds okay to live outside, sleep outside, and do all that or whatever until you out there. Oh, I'm one with the nature. I'm what the band. How do you become one with the nature? Tapping into the forces of nature that's inside of you. People like to tell you, oh, you can't go above nature. You can't do this. You can't do this. You master your humanity by mastering your humanity. It's not humanity, the humanity that you see. It's your personal humanity. The things you dealt with, your hardships, right? The bullshit ass life that you said that you had because you chose it. You chose it because you are chosen one. You chose it because you are chosen one. You chose this bullshit ass life so it can show you what it needed to show you so you can unlock yourself. You had to go through so much pain. You know what I'm talking about? So many trials and tribulations just so you can reach this point of knowing self. And I say if you had a nice ass life, you would be easily mind controlled. You feel what I'm saying? Manipulated. People tell you whatever and you would just go with it. That's not you right now. So what's stopping you? Distractions. Distractions, distractions, distractions. I'm not telling you can't have no fun, but what's so fun about being a human when you know you something way more? Remember what I told you guys. It's a few ways to play this, but when you want to be pro humanity, you want to do all this, you want to do all that, you tap into the forces of nature. You tap into yourself. You master yourself. The highest you go, right? When you reach the highest part of spirit, you tap into your soul. That's cosmic information. That's different from tapping into the forces of nature. But if you wanted a better life, a better world, then you tap into the forces of nature. It's still going to be something spiritual. But I want you to get to the point to where you need to where you truly want to be. Why do I say where you truly want to be? Because we are calling ourselves gods anyway. We don't even know what a god is. A god is everything because you're more than a god. These spirits ain't gods. I'm going to keep saying it. They ain't. God does not need nothing to be sacrificed to them and for them. A God does not need nothing or no one to worship them. A true God. These are spirits. So the energy that you give them, they feed off of that. That's why they need the worship. That's why they need the offerings. That's why they need all of that. Right? But you need none of it. Ain't nobody worshiping you. Right? But your spirit, right? The God inside of you is all powerful. You know, if you've been dealing with it. And ain't nobody coming to you, making you no offerings, doing none of that to you. Right? Now, of course, it can happen. But we know that that's egotistical. So this is why I say what I say when I be saying about the gods. When you go, I'm the God of cars. You're limited. I'm only the God of love. I'm only the God of water. I'm only the God of fire. No, you're everything. All of these different spirits or attributes or attributes of you. Attributes that you have. They say Allah has 1,000 names. That's you. Fuck what's going on in society if you don't know what's going on inside of you. Because you will get swept around in that shit. I'm not telling you to wake up because I don't believe in none of that. I believe in consciousness. The term woke, it was definitely coined by Erykah Badu, but the fucking CIA then compromised hip hop anyways. But that's besides the point. The term woke is being utilized by society, meaning the government, meaning whatever you want to call these elite people. How do I know? Because when you go into movies, when you go into slang and all of that or whatever, right? They made it a fad. Man, be woke. Stay woke. They made a woke TV show and made a joke about it. This shit ain't funny. We dealing with true consciousness, true evolution. We not evolving, just doing what society tells you to do, because we living in cycles. This is why I keep saying that. Now we understand what a cycle is. Cycle is something that just keeps on repeating itself. Keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on. Every week is a cycle. Every month is a cycle. Every year is a cycle. Not only that, they give you holidays, right? You got to go to work. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's a repeated thing, everyday routine that you didn't create. I'm telling you to create your own routine spiritually, but not live in this physical reality. What does that do for you? First and foremost, it does nothing, and it takes away almost everything. Your awareness is everything. Knowledge of self is everything. When we say knowledge is power, knowledge of self is power. Knowledge itself is just information. Knowledge of self is power, because that's what truly empowers you. The awareness of who you truly are and how you operate. It first starts off on a subtle level. What makes you laugh? This is why I say what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what makes you do this. Then it goes deeper. What makes me mad? What makes me this? What makes me that? Then it goes even fucking deeper than that. You start to see your past lives and this, that, and the third. People start to come to you. Well, spirits start to come to you, all types of shit. When you start experiencing these revelations or whatever, you know exactly what's going on. It's not just like a movie. Oh yeah, you're from over here, you from over there. No, you find yourself in a realm. Sometimes it's in a dream. You find yourself in a realm, in a whole new vessel, different from the vessel that you know right now in your waking life, and you know what the fuck going on. Like, I remember this. I know this. And the more and more you give attention to that, all right, the more and more you align your consciousness with this life and the consciousness with that life. Almost it's so it's like you live in a symbiotic relationship with it. Like Venom and that dude that Venom live inside. You know what I'm saying? And you have multiple lives. This is what I meant when I said that. Because you've had multiple spirits. Now, the gods and goddesses, those are just terms. They're spirits. Because you possess what? A spirit and a soul. Your soul is the ultimate, let's say, super conscious, the true divine being inside of you that doesn't do nothing but experience. It has these experiences. And it projects, what do you call that? Spirits or avatars, let's say. It projects avatars, which is spirits. And the spirit that you have right now is whoever named you. That's the spirit that you are right now. Not your mom, but whatever your name is right now, that's the spirit that you possessing right now. It's a new spirit from your past life. From it's different from your past life, but it's a spirit all in the same, because it's having an experience. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna take all of this information back to your soul once you transcend. Okay? Now, why is all of this important? What if you take back bullshit? What do you expect to happen then? Come right back. It ain't no God up there waiting on you. It ain't no up there where you going. You know what I'm saying? It's only yourself. Ain't gonna be nobody waiting on you. Ain't gonna be none of that. It's gonna be, shit, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. See, me personally and anybody else can't tell you what you're supposed to do, what you came here to do. It don't matter if they're giving you a reading. I done had thousands of readings. Thousands and thousands of readings, right? And when I say thousands, you know I ain't had no thousands of readings, but I've had thousands of readings. I've come to understand certain people can't even read me. If you truly somebody and truly powerful, right? The spirit won't even allow nobody to read you, because you have to do it on your own. If not, the spirit will allow that. The spirit will allow that. Will maybe allow a person to manipulate you. Y'all probably sitting back thinking like, man, this nigga crazy. No, I'm not. The spirit will allow people to come and lie to you. They will back them individuals up. Because this is what this is about. It's some people with a negative intention and some people with a quote-unquote positive intention. Whatever those terms mean, right? But we have spirits that deal in all of those areas. That's why I tell you to get on a personal level with not only the spirit, but your higher self and your ancestors. Because you got to know which ancestors is on your side and not on your side. Nigga be so quick to be like my ancestors, my ancestors, my ancestors. But watch this. What about that one family member that you just didn't like when you saw them? Or they just didn't like you when you saw them? No, spirits do not hold grudges or whatever, right? But they hold the same energy and consciousness. You feel what I'm saying? So if this spirit or ancestor was an individual that just didn't like nobody and was just grimy or a trickster, that's what they gonna do in a quote unquote afterlife, in the spirit realm, in the ancestor realm. Why is this important? Because those individuals really don't have no light like that, so they be dealing off a shadow. They call it the OGG. Your OGG body, you can access that in the back of your neck, where your Agun is at. Your Agun is how you tap into your ancestors. Agun means bone, because your blood is made in your bone marrow, and that's how you access your ancestors in your blood, your bloodline. But some ancestors do not have light. They're not even in the ancestral realm. You can be tapping into their shadow. I'm tapping into my ancestors, and all you doing is feeding the shadow, a different avatar that's trying to make it back to their personal soul. And they will lie to you and do all of that just to get back there. It don't matter, because ultimately what you doing? You still helping them, right? People don't want to hear that. People don't. You want to know why they don't want to hear that? Because they're not dealing with it. If you're not dealing with it, right? Why are you spiritual? This ain't church, man. This ain't church. This ain't the mosque. This ain't none of that. Listen, your church is in your house. Your church is in your heart. If you ain't built that, what are you doing? Now, what did I just say about that whole when I was trying to freestyle earlier with the little bricks foundation? Let's say it would affect us. First and foremost, who is us? We not a part of the U.S. government, right? But the U.S. dollar that everybody uses, right, is you got it's gonna take 55 U.S. dollars to make one bricks dollar. So that means everything gonna go up. Okay? It's too many Indians and not enough chiefs. Ooh, what that mean? That mean go out and buy you some land. That mean go out and barter. We all on TikTok, we doing all of this. What are you doing behind the scenes? That's what's important the most. Because behind the scenes, you should be doing something for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We spreading information, we doing all this, we doing all that. But who got a game plan as to what they're gonna do? Gardening, building, repopulation, something. Some form of resource. You know what I'm saying? I always say, man, tap into your spirits as well. But man, we have to have some form of balance. They will guide you and let you know what's going on. This is how we live. This is why they tell you, eat your vegetables, eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. You don't want to eat them in the first place. Trust me, they nasty. They definitely is. That's why you gotta detox your taste buds. I be eating vegetables and fruits for a long time, and I still ain't there how everybody else be. But I feel what it's doing to my body. It's for a reason. If money get like that, right? Because we ain't got no more money, right? We ain't making it, or is you making the dollars? Because first off, they stopped making U.S. dollars in 2017. Don't believe me? Every dollar that you get, check it out. Check the year out. It won't proceed past 2017. Don't tell me about no coins, because they do. Even though the coins are not made with the material that they said they was actually made with. But that's besides the point. What I'm talking about is this dollar here that everybody using, everybody going to work, got to pay their bills with, yada, 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 yada. You're going to be having to work even more harder, be way more distracted, and way more far away from yourself if you're still dealing with this, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at. Our best bet is to go inside of ourselves and search for a way there. You know what I'm saying? I heard people say, let's get some land. Let's start bartering. Yeah, we could do that. You create your own form. I told y'all the other day, if we are living in the new world order and the new world order is ending, man, we finna be living in a third world country, right? But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Possibly it can be positive. Why? Because maybe living in a place like that will give you guys the idea that, yes, I can do what I want to do. Yes, I will do what I want to do. Maybe it will take away the illusion. That's what's going on right now. That's what's finna happen. That's not to put no fear. I actually want it to happen. I don't like the world we live in, for real, for real. It's not beneficial. A world like that, it would be more beneficial to you because it would push you. It would push you to do better. You have to survive. You know what I'm saying? All that we living on survival, we'll see about that for real. Don't nobody want to hear that. I don't care what you don't want to hear. I'm the one to come to tell you the things that you don't want to hear. That's why I'm not the one to come to tell you, hey, how you doing? I love you, but I love you enough to let you know what's truly going on. I don't love you enough to lie in your face. To tell you everything ain't gonna be okay. It ain't. If it keep going this way, it ain't gonna be okay. And if it keep going the opposite way, it won't be okay for the other side. Which side do you want to be on? You want to be on the side of yourself? And what does that mean? Does that mean, oh man, I just gotta just to try to destroy everybody? No, you have to get yourself together. Don't nobody want to get themselves together. Can't nobody be alone. Can't nobody not sit in silence. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be around people. Mind has to be stimulated. Everything. It's always excuses. It's always you don't want this. It's entertaining to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, my people know I ain't talking to them. This message is, they know who this message is for. There's too many of us pump faking out here, Joe. You can't pump fake with spirituality, man. Because spirituality is something that you cultivate from within inside. From within inside yourself. It's not something that you can read out of a book and be like, yeah. You can learn techniques, terms, practices that you can practice. And it turns into a way of life. Right? But quoting a book, regurgitating, or whatever, that hopeful ass shit, that shit ain't gonna cut it with this, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. You have to be dealing with something that you can't see. When you deal with something you can't see, when you're dealing with the spirits, right? They give you things beyond the physical reality. What do I mean by things? I'm talking about information, knowledge, wisdom. Mind you, you didn't went inside of yourself and was able to obtain this. Surely enough, you can do something with it in this physical reality because this is false. And it starts to show a different light on you. You do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you to go out there, hey man, be a good person. Hey man, be a bad person. Going out there, I'm telling you to be you. But you got to figure out who are you. Too many people have told you you are a god. You are a goddess. You are this. You are that. Nigga, I'm telling you more. That's a story they just running with. You feel what I'm saying? You not no God. You not no goddess. Because first off, gods and goddesses deal in religion, right? We not dealing in religion, right? We like to talk about gods and goddesses all the time, right? We talk about gods and goddesses all the time, but we fail. We fail to talk about the parents. Okay, cool. We the sun people. Okay, cool. We the children of heaven, right? Right? Okay, cool. Watch this. Who's the father of time? Chronos, right? Who's his parents, right? Because Chronos represents us. That's why we have sickle cell inside of our blood. Chronos' weapon is a sickle. But before we get there, who is Uranus? Uranus is his father. Uranus, however you want to say it. And Gaia. That's heaven and earth. These are two primordial. I'm not talking about the earth that you think you're standing on. I'm talking about a primordial place. I'm talking about what that explains. This is Greek mythology. What that explains is masculine and feminine energy. Primordial masculine and feminine energy. Did we always say we the children of the heavens? That's what the heavens represent, a primordial place. Not no, ooh, when I die, this is where I go. No. The none, the primeval waters. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want to be gods and goddesses. Those gods and goddesses that you worship so much will have you in a place, a state of consciousness. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to deal with them, you put yourself at peer with them. This is what I'm talking about right now. Fuck, hey, everybody, they coming in here, they doing, listen, let me tell you this right now. All of what everybody talking about right now, right? They're making it into a religion. Bro, all of this shit, all these gods and goddesses, all of these groups and shit like that or whatever, they turn it into a religion. All of these things exist, but you gotta break it down and you gotta find correlation. You feel what I'm talking about? You gotta find the synchronicities and the similarities within the knowledge. Because everything, because you will have a person come out and like, well, this is the truth, this is true. Ain't none of it just solely the truth. You get a piece here, you get a piece there, you get a piece there, you get a piece there. And all these different terms, surely enough, they do mean all these different pantheons of gods are the same fucking gods. You feel what I'm talking about? What do I mean by that? They are not only do they correlate, it's the energy with a different face, is what I'm saying. Ooh, don't nobody know about that. Or you do, but we still dealing with it like consciousness. Huh? Ooh, the ancestors come back. This, that, and the third. Ain't nobody coming back. I read the Emerald Tablets. Many of them. You know what Thoth said? Thoth never said nothing about no ancestors coming back. We got ships here already. Listen, let me tell you something. What you feel like, all these different gods and goddesses or whatever, like I said, they exist inside of you. So we could be dealing with that information, right? And then, let's say, years, 20, 40, 50 thousands of years from now, whatever, right? This is what your bloodline or whatever, whoever the collective consciousness that was dealing with that information, that energy will evolve to. We already have the technology here. It's hidden. Them Jew people said that. That's why it's hidden from you. Why? We the only people that can activate that. Don't nobody want to talk about that though. Everybody want to talk about who coming back and this, that, and the third and yada, 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 yada. Listen, y'all do know that these grays that made a deal with these people, right? With these individuals, whoever you call the elite, for them to come down here like in the 50s when they was abducting people and all types of shit. You feel what I'm saying? And they gave them information. They gave the information technology, all type of shit. What if that's what you seeing? We ever thought about that? Because you gotta look at, if I told you, yeah, man, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, why? And it don't play out, and it happens, but it doesn't play out how I said. Now, sure, it doesn't always happen like that or whatever and all that, but all the time, I'm not trying to hear it, bro. That sounds like, to me, one side is trying to, first and foremost, both sides is distracting you. One side is distracting you for another reason. One side just wants you to believe something so much. I don't want you to believe shit. I want you to find something inside of yourself that works for you. You feel what I'm saying? Don't believe nothing I say at all. I want you to find something inside of yourself that works for you. Don't believe shit I say. You feel what I'm saying? Shit. Like, man, this shit is real and it's coming. Then nigga, that's what you tell me that. And that's what's going on. But it ain't happening right now. Nigga don't see it. I see distractions. I see CGI and AI. That's all I see. I know we see the same thing. I know we see the same thing. Stop letting them play with us. You feel what I'm talking about? You ain't gonna question it. When it happens, it happens. You ain't gonna question it. You just gonna know. And all of us are going to know. The ones that didn't believe and the ones that do believe. You feel me? If that's not happening right now, I'm inclined to believe that it's a distraction. It's a distraction. In front of you, you got to look behind you and see what they doing behind you. They showing you this, but what's going on behind you? They cloned Tyrone. All you see was clones, 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 clones. Then you get to the back of the movie, right? And it's Yakub. He like, yeah, man, we finna keep on doing it. It's the dude, it's the black dude. He cloned himself. Come on, man. It's way deeper. It's way deeper. First and foremost, we've been in control. Then hold on. I ain't even. Let's talk about the. Let's talk about reptiles. You want to talk about reptiles? Let's talk about reptiles, reptilians. Another distraction. Ooh, do they exist? Fuck yeah, they exist. What are they though? Don't you see them? They're not spiritual parasites. They're actual parasites. The size of my. Hold on. I gotta be able to see this. The size of my finger, like this. They at the top of your spinal column, right? And take over the entire being. That's what they are. That's what they do, right? And it's only about 3 groups of them. So all these other extraterrestrial species that they talking about, that's a lie. How I know that? That's us. That's us. When they talking about the heavens or the fight in the heavens and all that, that shit took place in the constellation of Draco. When we talking about the dragon, right? We talking about the Kundalini energy rising up inside of you. We talking about watch this, the primal brain. What is your primal brain? You got the primal brain, you got the limbic brain, you got your neocortex. Your primal brain is connected to your subconscious mind. All your instincts, all your memories from early life, past life, and everything, the brain, they can't function outside of that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little species that can't function outside. It's a parasite. They can't function outside of that. But that's besides the point. Why are we speaking against the Kundalini energy? That's what you're doing when you're talking about that. You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Why is this important? Because that comes from other motherfuckers religifying the information. Nobody never said this shit not real. Niggas religify the information and then people not want to deal with the information. When before we even had this physical body and all of this stuff, we were dragon-like. When you understand what a dragon is, it symbolizes wisdom. They created dinosaurs. If you look at a dinosaur and understand the science behind what a dragon is, you will understand that that's what they were depicting. They just didn't have no wings. I'm not talking about the ones that just flew. I'm talking about all of them. That's what they were. We lived among them. We lived among them. We were one with them. Did you watch Avatar? This is us. 100% all the way. But then you will have people like, okay, well, it's some good ones and it's some bad ones. It's this, is that. Man, listen, let me tell you this. Good and bad don't exist when you start vibrating at a higher rate. There ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Now, it has to be some agreeable and disagreeable beings, just meaning like it has to be somebody that's good, quote unquote, and it has to be somebody that negates it, that goes against it. That has to happen as far as what's going on in this physical reality. But that's the physical reality. When you raise above the physical reality, that shit don't exist no more. It's an illusion. So why is all that important? Because most of that shit is a distraction. First and foremost, all of it's information for you to utilize. Now, let me say this. Let me just say 2, 3 things. We got, first we got vampires, like energy vampires, right? Now that's all we know about is energy vampires. A motherfucker come around you and take your energy, right? You feel drained. Did you know that you was a vampire as well? Ooh, bro, don't call me no vampire. I'm not no vampire. Yes, the fuck you are. If you sun gaze, you're a vampire. If you sun gaze, if you moon gaze, you're a vampire. If you nature gaze, you're a vampire. How am I a vampire? Because what are you doing when you nature gaze, when you moon gaze, and you sun gaze? How am I a vampire? Because what are you doing when you nature gaze, when you moon gaze, and you sun gaze? You're absorbing energy from the moon, from nature, and from the sun. But you have individuals that feed off people's energy as well. So it's different types. Ones that do like that, what I just said, not the energy vampires. Those are angelic. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas don't understand that. It's natural about you. That's what you do. You consume energy. That's what your melanin do. It takes in energy and redistributes it all over the body. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. Now, going further deeper, you have a vampiric spirit inside of your soul. What do I mean? What do I mean? Sekhem. What is Sekhem? We always say Ashe, right? Ashe is the Egyptian word, or Sekhem is the Egyptian word for Ashe, right? But it dealt with a serpentine energy, a vampiric serpentine energy that was in the form of the Great Mother. Sekhem, or Sekhmet, or Tiamat. You see what I'm talking about? All that shit is dealing with Typhonianism. Remember I told you guys that the first people that was in Egypt, before it was called Egypt, that's why I like to call them Typhonian Egyptians, because they weren't calling themselves Egyptians. Mind you, Egypt is called Kemet. So they wouldn't even call themselves Kemites. These people practice Typhonianism. Remember I told you who Typhon was? That was Set. Okay. Then we have lycanthropy. That's a quote unquote disease where people really feel like they werewolves. That's a disease though. That's like somebody can be ill in the head and feel like they're actual werewolves. People go through that. What do you think that is? Where do you think all of these things come from? I'm going to talk about skinwalkers. I'm tired of seeing videos about skinwalkers. Why am I tied into the animal spirit that they was dealing with? Right? This is why all the Native Americans had them different names. Those different what do you call them? Animal different names. That's why they call them that. Because you will see a bear, or you will see a hawk, or you will see this, you will see that. They was tapping into that. And if you look up skinwalkers, they will give you all the information. They're not gonna show you oh man, just did this. No, it wasn't that. The people in the village, the natives in the village, because there only probably be like 2 or 3 of us in the village that does it. You feel what I'm saying? And they used to say that was evil as well. But listen, this is what I'm saying though. It ain't no extraterrestrial creature. It's us. This is information that anybody can have. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't got to get it from me. It's out there, is what I'm getting at. Why isn't it being said, though? Why can we all of these things? Because we religify shit. If it don't fit the description, if I'm talking about, nigga don't want to talk about it. One thing that I find that everybody, that all religions, if that's what you want to call them, all mystery systems, and all spirituality period, they talking about what they have in common. How to come here and how to not come back. So that's why I focus on that. But in focusing on that, you have to study everything. And in studying everything or whatever, I've learned a lot. And when I learn a lot, I bring it back to y'all. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't about, oh, we came here and we woo woo. And no. I done met personally some people I actually came down here with. We ain't even talking no more. Because it was karmic. I had to learn something. You know, nigga don't understand that. Nigga think, oh, we had to came here. We come here, we doing this, we doing that. No. What are you personally doing? Because when the individuals that you're trying to raise up or whatever, when they actually use your information and raise up, and you still trying to build this great big old thing that will eventually become back to what it is, what it was, what it once was, you will still be here suffering. You think you're not gonna be suffering in no pyramid? Oh, you think because we was building pyramids and temples or whatever, we weren't suffering. When we was building pyramids and temples, we was going through a declining phase. We was at a decline. That one number 6,000, 5,000 years ago. Then we have older than that. So just you know how long we actually truly been down here. We was building that so you can remember who and what you was. Who and what you was. Motherfucker come to you right now and told you, hey man, y'all gotta build a pyramid. First, listen, watch this. When you thought that Africa or Egypt was out there, it still was hard to believe that we built pyramids. Now you figured out we got pyramid mounds out here. You feel what I'm talking about? Still hard to believe, ain't it? Just can't believe you that great. Huh? You just can't believe you that great. You the spiritual excrement of the realm before us. So you the shit in both good and a bad sense. Because you living in bacteria, but you truly the shit. Because what does shit do? It fertilizes. This is why the ancient Egyptians had that scarab beetle. Now watch this. Y'all just saw that new movie, The Beetle, or the Blue Beetle, I think. But it's a scarab beetle. The scarab beetle rolls up shit with eggs in it. The scarab beetle is mostly looked at as a male. So it's self-created. That's what they say. And the scarab beetle was looked at as what it Capri Ra. So a sun. Now the sun, like I said, is a bacteria as well, prokaryotic cell. Then you have the eukaryotic cell, ball of shit. Where's the seeds at inside of you? You're the seed, quote unquote star seeds. That's incubating inside of here, inside of this fertilizer, and we raise up something greater. What's pushing into us right now? The sun. Solar winds is pushing into the sun and it's pushing into the earth right now. The only thing that stops it is the magnetosphere. If it's higher heat coming from the sun, it will break that. When that heat hits you, it's like illumination. Illumination. Trying to tell you. What happened when you get cold? Nigga don't want to do nothing. Freezing. And lay down. Get out my face. You know what I'm saying? When it's hot, I'm hot and bothered. I want to go dance. What is you talking about? I want to jump around. I want to do this. I want to do that. Because I feel it. I'm sweating. All of that. Kundalini rising. When the temperatures is high, the energy is high. When the temperatures is low, the energy is low. It makes sense, don't it? It's common sense when you apply it to how you feel during those times. So this is really what I'm getting at here. Nothing is wrong, but nothing is true, unless you can figure out the personal truth inside of you and how it works for you in your life. A motherfucker might say something that resonates. I can say something that resonates with you, right? But you'd be crazy as hell if you dedicate your life into doing what I was doing. Unless, you got to hear me, unless whatever you was doing truly aligned with what I was saying. 9 times out of 10, it really don't happen like that. You feel what I'm talking about? People just believe that. But it's okay to be different. You don't have to want to be different, but it's okay to be different. We want to be the same all the time. We're not the same. And that doesn't mean that you're greater than I am or I'm greater than you. That just means I came down here to do something different. It's 8 billion people here. Not everybody has a soul, right? So we're only dealing with the chosen ones that have a soul. And we're only dealing with the chosen ones that's aware of what's going on with this solar energy. Everybody else, We doing y'all a good justice by doing what we do and leaving them alone. The chosen ones do not stand on the corner. Yo, y'all are wrong. That your religion is wrong. Your religion is wrong. No. Every religion, I feel like, it don't matter, is a mystery system. Why? Because while it can be utilized as, you know, like slavery and all that stuff or whatever, anything can be utilized as that. I've met, since I became conscious, truly conscious. I used to be a 5%er, but I didn't really know what that was like that until I stepped outside of it and really applied it to my life. When I truly became conscious, I met some Christians. I'm talking about devout Christians, and they're conscious. They just believe in God, right? This is the thing that I've understood with conscious people, right? Nigga be like, I don't believe in God. Nigga be like, I don't believe in this, I don't believe. Listen, as conscious individuals, right, we understood that this quote unquote divine is manifested outside of us. We created this quote unquote divine. So you saying I don't believe in that, you don't believe your own information. You see what I'm talking about? It's because you feel like you done been indoctrinated. You done done that on your own. It was set up for you to be mentally enslaved. Because we don't know if we was enslaved for real or not. I feel like we was prisoners of war. Because I feel like we was already here. You can't enslave a man in his own country. You can't enslave a man in his own country. It don't work like that. You feel what I'm talking about? So, with all of that being said, what's really going on? What's really going on? You just don't want to get involved. I used to be like, man, I don't believe in this, I don't believe in that. What am I teaching? I'm not teaching about a mystery God. A mystery God is what you were given. What is a mystery God? A mystery God is the same God that you were given. The same definition or depiction of God that you was given from a child all up until, you know what I'm saying, you became conscious or whatever. This guy with a white beard that's sitting that's sitting up in the clouds somewhere, you feel me, son, waiting for you to sin, waiting for you to do good, waiting for you to praise and worship him, not her, him. I'm not teaching about that. I'm teaching about the true divine. Now, what's the depiction of that quote unquote God that I just the true depiction? The oldest depiction you'll have is a dragon. It's a real name for it though. It's a dragon body with a lion face and like wings. I don't know that. It starts with an M. I don't know that. But I played this game called Ark and you fight one of those. I'm like, damn, that's Yaldabaoth. That's God. In the Gnostic text, they describe God as that. See, Christianity say God don't got no form, but it's a man, right? Y'all, where Christianity was born from, they give you his actual form. So we know what we dealing with here. We know what kind of entity we dealing with here. Go on your mythologies, extraterrestrial or spiritual, religious, whatever. Go on your mythologies and look at the different lion type dragon beings and see how they get out, and then correlate that back with the Christian God. It wouldn't matter if God, Jesus, none of these motherfuckers existed ever. The fact that you believe in it, the fact that you give attention to it makes it real. The shit exists in our mind. We make it real is what I'm getting at. We have archetypes. What is an archetype? An archetype is an original essence of whatever being that you say. Those exist inside of our subconscious mind. The original blueprint of these quote unquote forces. How do you access them? We created the quote unquote forces that you see today or you have access to today to be able to access this complex energy. Does that make sense? I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it's something way greater than this earth, man. But I want my earth back. I want to take my earth back. You don't even know what it feels like. to be like that. We wasn't, listen, when it was how you thought it was, we wasn't ruling the earth like that. That's not what we do. We are a peaceful people. We are a loving people. We will get on that ass though. So remember how I told you your soul is formless, but it doesn't resist being formed. They done formed you to a way to think, to act, how to be. And I know they scared. When you step into your shoes, fuck. That little shit with that chair ain't nothing. That's funny. Comedy. But I like it. Waves. Gamma radiation. Gamma waves are the highest waves in the brain. The fastest. And you get shit done. You feel me? But you have to heal yourself. We don't want to heal ourselves. Healing ourselves is more than just, what, I got a bandage? No, man. You got to forgive yourself and those who you feel like harmed you because nothing ever happened to you. You only had an experience. You utilize that as ammunition. I could be reading out of a book for you guys, right? But you guys are way more intelligent than that. We having a conversation right now because this is way more important than what you can get out of a book. Let me get out the camera with that. You know that they be tweaking. You feel me? Listen, man. I love what's going on right now. Like, because knowledge, like I say, is everything. But when I say shit like that, I'm talking about knowledge itself. Nigga, I will sit up here and listen to anybody talk about their personal journey and the downs, the ups, all of that. Because I know this individual is truly evolving. That's what I like to see. Right? It ain't about me no more. I'm still learning. But you'll get to a point to where you feel like you're not learning nothing no more. So that's how you got that's when you have to go over deep. You have to go deeper and deeper, and that's when you start to sound crazy and all that. That's cool. That's what you want. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you want. You don't want to sound like everybody else. When we start to sound like everybody else, all we gonna do is find a spot to meet up, right? And just talk about that. What does that sound like to you? Church. And you know it has to keep functioning. So you're gonna have to pay some type of tithe or something. You feel me? Come on, man. Let's be real. This not a fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have a fantasy, you can manifest that. We gotta start thinking what's impossible is possible. For real, man. Y'all see, I'm out here. If the economy is fucked up, that's a good thing for us, man. It's a great thing for us. An apocalyptic world gives rise for a futuristic society. Why and how? Because fuck what the movies show you. We are conscious spiritual individuals. We have that technological advancement knowledge. We have knowledge to do all of that. You feel me? First, so if we look further into ourselves, further enough, we'll be able to replicate all of what we can do. You feel what I'm talking about? Now, this is the thing. We believe we can't do nothing. We believe we shouldn't, or laws and all that, yada yada yada. Once you put yourself out of that mindset, you start to do things. And in a world where, man, I got to pay thousands of dollars to do this, $1,000 to do that. That's probably that's what they're promising, basically. You know what I'm talking about? You're not gonna, being who you is, you're not gonna do all that. Ain't nobody finna get involved in none of that. So it gives rise to a futuristic society. All the stuff that you want to see will start to happen. But it doesn't work until you go inside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. When you watch a movie, And you see them futuristic societies, nothing ever changes. It's still bullshit. It's still cataclysm. It's still like tyranny. Somebody trying to rule over all that shit. That's because it's ruled by an individual or individuals, a society that's not spiritual. You feel me? A spiritual society governs itself. Not no one person, not no one family, none of that shit. It governs itself. You feel what I'm talking about? If you're not ready to self govern, you're not ready to become a god. You know what I'm talking about? And step into your true light for real, for real. Ain't nobody finna hold your hand. Ain't nobody finna come save you. None of that. Being spiritual, you want to talk to Jesus? Go talk to that guy. It's an energy. Listen, people believe in it, right? So you can access that now. It's a Greek term called egregore, which means thought form. And pretty much all these spirits are thought forms. So, I don't know. Let's say if we got 8 billion people, let's say 7 million people is a part of Christianity or whatever, right? That means 7 million people, whether they believe it or not, are worshiping an entity, right? Remember I told you about cause and effect. Something will happen. That's why they have quote unquote blessings and all that. That's why you can't say, oh, it's not real. It's this and this. It's absolutely real on a mundane level. And things happen. And it's set up like that. Because with this energy that they created exists now. And where? The spirit realm. What is the spirit realm? It's the mental plane. Remember I said that. And the astral plane. All these things are the same fucking thing. You feel what I'm saying? Watch this. Any time a conscious spiritual individual come out and tell you anything, right? Do you know you can fact check it? Fuck a book. You can fact check it by going inside. This how raw he is, man. I told you, computers is only mimicking. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. The computer has the internet. The internet. You enter the net, the web, right? In Egyptian mythology, you have the web of Isis, which is the electromagnetosphere. Remember, they say the moon, motherfuckers in the moon is fishing for the souls. It's an actual net over the earth, the electromagnetosphere. But the internet, society has the internet, right? So you internet, to get information that's all around or whatever. You basically have these little computers that mimic you, and as well as what do you call that? The Egyptian pyramids with the motherboard and all the different chambers, all of that, right? To be able to communicate wirelessly. What do we do when we telepathically communicate? The same thing. But the computer can't create an original thought. That's all they're doing. No, now watch this. They have the internet and we have quantum entanglements. They got virtual reality. We have a quantum reality. What is a quantum reality dealing with? Quantum reality is dealing with elemental particles, subatomic particles. What is a virtual reality dealing with? Numbers. Everybody say we living in the matrix. This is numbers. Everything is. Even if you didn't see the numbers, you do see the numbers. How do you build a house? You measure it. What happens if you cut up anything and put it together? The Fibonacci spiral. Mathematics. You living in the matrix. But we have our own form of reality. Our own form. Hey, look, watch this, y'all. This is a kicker. So, y'all know how the whole they clone Tyrone thing. In the end of that movie, it ended in California, right? And you were starting to see like all the little what do you call that? The little labs being shut down, yada yada yada. Okay. What happened like a few weeks after that movie came out? What is it, Ridley, California, they found a biological lab. And they was dealing with some form of cloning, right? Now, I know that they take stem cells, adult stem cells and baby stem cells for cloning, right? They utilize that for cloning. In Ridley, they was using COVID. right? We feel like, do we know where COVID comes from for real? Do you know what COVID is? They say they said it was a microbe, right? But do you know where it actually came from and how it truly affects your body for real, for real? Because first and foremost, right, ain't nobody, these motherfuckers ain't roll like that. They ain't create no disease and then go ahead and create a, what do you call that? A vaccine. Nah, they ain't do that. They scared of what's going on. COVID came from Betelgeuse, which is going through a supernova explosion that affected all of the suns around it. Where is Betelgeuse? Betelgeuse is in Orion constellation. Who's Orion? Osiris. What does Osiris symbolize? Your subconscious mind. But let's go further into this. This microbe is called lambda phage or phage lambda, however you want to put it. But this bacterial phage or whatever, right? It's a cloning phage. This is what I'm talking about a quantum reality, right? It has no nucleus like how you have a nucleus. But what it does have, it has replication functioning, right? So this will be your new body is what I'm getting at. Don't look at it like that. Oh, bacteria. You already, a human body is bacteria. So don't hit me with that. A human body is made up of both prokaryotic and eukaryotic, which is bacteria. Dead on the head. So don't hit me with that. What I'm saying is you get to experience a quantum reality, a reality outside of this one, similar to your dreams in the spiritual realm is what I'm getting at, versus the digital reality that they're trying to put you in. I'm trying to tell you, man. Look up a bacteriophage and look up what it does. They not these motherfuckers ain't dumb. The elite, I don't like to call them elite. I just say they. Because what you eluding over? Not moi. You know what I'm saying? Not moi. Let me tell you something. Tell you something crazy. All these people talking about they ready to what's that word? I'm ready to take back this. I'm ready to take back that. What happened when they get out here and saying that? They get got, don't they? They get compromised. Why do you think that is? Because you're not ready. See, this is the thing. It ain't gonna be none of that goody two shoe shit. I say tap into yourself so you know exactly what you are, what you came to do. We all have different goals and roles when it comes to what we're doing here, right? But this the kicker. It all aligns with the grand finale. What is the grand finale? The revelations. What is the revelations? The end of the world as you know it. Right? Now, when they gave you all this was going to happen, and all these creatures were going to come out, and all this, that, and the third, or whatever, think about all the conscious people that's dealing with angels, demons, gods, goddesses, spirits, whatever, right? And we accumulated so much power to where we be able to transform into these things. That's what's truly going on right now. And this is why I keep stressing going inside yourself. Because if not, how would you be able to do it? There ain't going to be no automatic thing. You have to work into this. This is what I'm getting at. They say people going to be on the corner. It says it's going to be an angel on every corner. And everybody going to be running around like a chicken with their head cut off, not knowing nothing. Y'all going to be the angels on every corner. I'm not talking about them people with them speakers. It's happening right now. The corner is every corner of the earth. How are we on every corner of the earth? We've been heard from every corner of the earth. TikTok, internet, the Babylon Tower, where everybody meet up at, and it's one language. Oh, but they speak this, they speak this. But it's something on here to where you be able to understand them. That's what's going on right now. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Man, listen. You gotta love yourself so much to where the world around you does not affect you. If you allow the world to affect you, you're susceptible to being compromised. If you didn't think that these people wasn't watching you in your every move, think again. Why they haven't done nothing? Because they won't. I'm gonna tell you something that will happen automatically. If they threaten our existence, meaning if they try to fuck up the process of evolution within our species, then our kundalini will automatically activate. This is written down in history. But remember I told you, go inside yourself and fact check it. This is written down in history though. This is in the Hindu text. So we will activate everybody. Everybody that possesses a soul like a zombie will activate and automatically know what's going on. They can't do that. This is why they have to get you to believe certain things is gonna happen, and will happen how they try to portray it. Because if you can believe that, then our guards will be down a little bit. And if our guards are down a little bit, we accept that. You know what I'm talking about? This is why I say you can't accept anything, nobody, me, none of that. Don't accept what nobody's saying unless it comes from within. I'm not telling you you can't trust a motherfucker, but you can't trust a motherfucker. You feel me? A motherfucker come out, give you information, and you love it, and then something happen to that motherfucker, and then you be like, "Dang, Joe, what happened? Oh, I hope he alright. Fuck him." Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm talking to y'all, and y'all be listening to what I be saying. That's cool, cause I'm trying to share some information, and hopefully it helps, right? But if something happened to me, right? Fuck me. Continue with y'all shit. Ain't no rest in peace. Ain't no locking me up. That shit over with. You feel what I'm saying? So ain't no rest in peace. I'm not resting. I'm resting here. The earth, the physical realm, it is a resting place for the spirit. It's not the final resting place, but it's a resting place for the spirit. So I'm learning here. When I leave, I'm going off the chill. Not on serious, not in another dimension, not on I'm going to a dimension I'm going to create. You feel what I'm saying? Going to one of the many dimensions I've created. This is something completely different from Joe. We going to heaven. I don't know where we going. I know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Because the text that I studied, so you have to study from the beginning on up. You can't just study one thing. You got to study everything. And when I go back to the oldest, it's always talking about going down to this underworld, this netherworld, this dreamland. That's the only thing synonymous with this right now. And if I pay attention to that like I do, whatever, what's going on in the world starts to line up as well. Okay, that's cool. I see that. But ultimately, I'm worried about this personal thing. I'm worried about going inside myself and creating these realms, trying to figure out my being again. You know what I'm saying? We got so many individuals coming out showing us these great talents. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, people they want to be able to do it or whatever. Some people can't teach that. Some people can, right? But ultimately, you gotta learn in yourself what resonates with you. What do you want to do? We see so much shit that sounds good or whatever. What you want to do for real? That's all I'm saying, man. Listen, I'm finna slide up off of here. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I just want to share my thoughts on some things. I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna come back on live again. It's a lot going on. Motherfucker gotta go inside and find some answers. I advise you guys to do the same thing. It's too much going on right now at once. As a chaos being, you're able to put that shit into a certain order that you can understand. Because chaos never goes in the order. But you're able to understand it. You're able to sit in it and understand it and not be overwhelmed by it. All is love, man, for sure. For real, for real. And look, right? As angry as I probably sound, I'm not. That's what it's about, though. It's about. Listen, that love. That's what it's about. The passion. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta have that for anything in life to get something done. But when you moving at that frequency, can't nothing shake you, can't nothing break you. Nothing won't even try to approach you. You feel what I'm saying? And you gonna start to see what's going on. It won't be everybody because everybody want fast results. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want fast results, but it ain't gonna happen like that. We ain't finna see no another Black Panther party. You see what happened to every other black militia that done came out. What they lack? Spirituality. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's that called? The Nation of Islam, which I respect them, but that's a religion. They was compromised as well. The 5 percenters that come up out of them, all of that happened at that same. All that happened within the same years. Why is it? Why is it that that group was the only group that wasn't compromised? Because it was not a religion. Though today may be ugly, life. Man, yes. Listen, life is always beautiful. The ugliest shit is the most beautiful shit. When you go inside your dreams and you see all these ugly creatures, the reason why they ugly is because you've been far away from them so much for so long. And also the ugliness represents the primordial energies. It's just raw energy. So it's not necessarily ugly. You can learn to appreciate the beauty in it. It's almost like abstract art. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't really that. What we deem as beautiful in life really be ugly as hell. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Like the pretty girl, she's so pretty, but she got an ugly ass attitude. A person with an ugly attitude can become very unattractive. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it. I look for the the roughness. You know what I'm saying? Signs being that. Listen, y'all have a great rest of the night though. Day, whatever, because it is 12 where I'm at. And y'all be safe, man. And stay dangerous. Peace.